Hey guys, this is Prashant Kumar again. I'm back. This is day 9 of my knowledge share about multifamily syndication. I have covered all the syndication fundamentals with the group over the last 8 days. And now I'm starting to talk about basically all the tips and tricks that one should be looking at. Most of you guys may know all of this, but some of you may not know it very well. Some of you are newbies or some of you are learning, and I'm pretty sure these tips and tricks would help whether you are new investor or you have been in the industry for a long time. So just stay tuned with me. There are 3 variables I want to talk about today. One is cap rate, right? We look at cap rate, we talk about cap rate. Second is DSCR, debt service coverage ratio, and third is cash on cash. So investors primarily are interested, the passive investors are primarily interested in cash on cash, right? Banks are looking at DSCR, and syndicators are looking at cap rate of a property, right? Cap rate is calculated by net operating income divided by purchase price, right? That is the variable which syndicators, you and I, probably would look at when we are evaluating a property. Hey, hi Travis, thank you so much for joining. So this is the Holy Trinity by Dave Lindahl, right? I'm not the inventor of any of this. I am communicating it. Cap rate is NOI divided by purchase price. That's all we check. We look at the property, what is the cap, what is the market, and basically we look at the cap rate. Syndicators look at the cap rate. Banks, primarily all the lending partners, look at debt coverage ratio, right? For them, that's the most important variable. They look at NOI divided by debt service. How much is the NOI and how much is the debt service? If the NOI is, let's say, $12,000 and debt service is $10,000, debt service coverage ratio becomes 1.2, which is pretty low. Typically lenders want debt service coverage ratio of more than 1.25, right? The more it is, better it is for the investor, for the bank. You can get better rates. So if it is 1.25, you are getting the worst rate. If it is 1.3, you will probably get 4 basis point lesser than what you would get at 1.25, and higher it goes, lesser becomes your rate of interest if you are going for traditional financing. So if it is more than 1.4, then you are in a comfortable zone. You are probably going to get the best rate. Cash on cash on investors, basically cash on cash is NOI minus debt service. That is basic, and divide by all in cash. So cash on cash is NOI minus debt service divided by all in cash. All in cash is the down payment plus closing cost plus all the acquisition fees. So investors would like to see what is my cash on cash return. The passive investor do not care about other things. They're investing $100,000. They want to make sure that they are going to get at least 8 to 10% on a project. So these 3 variables are very important variables. If you can give more than 8% to cash on cash on a regular basis, 8 pref, cash on cash over the lifetime of the project, and at the exit upside, annualized cash on cash return more than 14-15%, investors are very happy. But in general, regular cash on cash during the life cycle of the project, if you can give 8%, they are happy, right? So DSCR of more than 1.25, cash on cash, regular cash on cash more than 8, annualized cash on cash more than 14-15, These are two important variables for lenders and for investors. But for syndicators, what is more important is the cap rate. We typically want to look for what is a good cap rate. That all depends on the market. If the market cap is 7 and somebody is trying to sell you the property at 6.5, it means they are trying to sell, they are trying to get more money for their property. So we as syndicators look at cap rate, which is NOI divided by purchase price. So these three are very important variables. I'm going to talk about now a little bit about a very quick analysis. When you get an OM, you don't have to be spending tons of time on the OM, right? So if you want to look at what is the best price I can offer, hi Lisa, hi Cadence, I see Wesley also joining. Thank you so much, guys, for listening. If you have an OM that has come in from a broker, what would you see? You will see the gross potential rent, right? And you want to come up with the purchase price for that property. So you will see the gross potential rent, all units multiplied by their rent. You will find out gross potential rent, and it would be there in the OM. You will say 10% vacancy. You will put a 10% vacancy, and whatever you get multiplied by 50%. So if the gross potential rent is 100,000, putting 10% vacancy, meaning take 10,000 out, you have 90,000, and then multiply it by 50%. Say you have 50% expenses, for property, for management, for taxes, for utilities, for everything. Just give a 50% expense ratio. So 90,000, half of 90,000 is 45,000. So that's your NOI that you have calculated in less than a minute in your mind, right? And if the market is, let's say, 10 cap market, I'm just making it very simple, right? So 45,000 divided by 10%. 45,000 divided by 0.10, it becomes 400,000. That is the maximum price of that's the maximum value of the property, right? And if there is some rehab needed in the property, you subtract that. So 45,000 divided by 0.1 becomes 450,000. And if if you know that the property needs some rehab, if you want to upgrade the property a little bit, you take that money out from the maximum value of the property, 450,000, and if the rehab is 50,000, you take that out. So the maximum price that the maximum strike price for the property is 450 minus 50 is equal to 400,000. So I just gave a very basic example. NOI, so gross potential rent was 100,000. We took out 10% economic vacancy. Then we multiplied that by 50% expense ratio. So we got the NOI as 45,000. In a 10 cap market, the maximum value of the property is 45 divided by 10%, 450,000. 450,000 minus the rehab cost. If you know rehab cost is, let's say 5,000 per unit for 10 units. 50,000, 450 minus 50 is equal to 400,000. That's how you would calculate the maximum strike price for that property. You may start giving the offer with less than 400 and stop at 400. That's the maximum price that you are going to pay. So these are just some tips and tricks. I will continue to talk over the next 20 days, whatever I can, bring tips and tricks which are relevant for all the investors, not just new investors. Okay, my email ID is prashant@multifamilyrealtygains.com. I run a mastermind, Grow Your Multifamily Dreams, which is free. You are welcome to join. And I hope you are excited to see me. I'm very excited to see you. I'm talking to you guys, and I'm learning a lot about me while talking to you guys. I'm learning a lot about me, and I'm learning a lot about, of course, about real estate, because I'm revising all this. I'm learning before I'm talking. So thank you so much. Thank you so much, guys. Appreciate your time. Thank you so much, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.